Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It's 2:00, and that means it's time for Top 5 Tuesday. I am your host from Crate Insider. I am Kate Dillon, and I am excited to be here. I know I missed last week. Just feeling a little under the weather. So it's kind of we've had a lot of craziness and busyness around here and getting a lot of stuff done. So welcome to the show. We actually had a really good show this last Sunday, too. So in case you're new here, I also do a show on Sundays with Steve Hendren from Hendren Racing Engines. And on that show, we have a good time. We have an adult beverage or two. We just talk current events. This week, we were playing with pod decks. It was created by a podcaster with fun questions to ask during interviews. So we had a good time with that. But on the tech side of things, we also go ahead and we take tech questions from our audience. And we ended up having a really good theme around this last show, talking about spark plugs. And I felt like a lot of great information came out about that. So if you would like to check that out, you're welcome to try we have lots of different ways where you can find the show. You can always join us live. We go live on Facebook and on YouTube on the Crate Insider channels. And we do that on I think it was a little early this week, but like 5:30, somewhere around there on Sundays. And then for the replay, you can find that on YouTube or Facebook. You can also find it on iTunes because we've turned it into a podcast. So Racing Insiders Podcast, or if you'd like to listen, you can listen from anywhere. Just go to CrateInsider's.com. You'll click on the podcast tab and you can listen to any of our recent podcasts, because we don't show a lot on that show. We just talk and answer questions. So there's just not a lot of visuals, and anything that is visual, I do try to describe. So if Steve says something like, and it's like this big, then I will come back with a description of how large. That was a really bad example. Anyway, moving on. I just wanted to go ahead and drop that in. And let me say hi to some folks, and then we'll talk about what we're giving away this week. So I see that Robert is here, and Sherry is here from California, and Jim and Jareem and Scott from California, land of earthquakes. My goodness, I hope nothing bad happened there. I mean, I know it's earthquake territory, but hope nothing. I haven't seen any current events news that are bad about earthquakes. So hopefully nothing's bad. I see Mike is here, and Lucas says no sound. Can you guys all hear me? Just go ahead and drop in a link or drop in a comment whether you guys can hear me. And I see Sunny is here, and Johnny and Tommy and Doug. So lots of folks. So hopefully everybody can hear me. Okay, so Sherry can hear me. Okay, good deal. All right, well, let's talk about what I'm giving away this week. So first of all, one thing we just keep falling back on, we talk about these tech tips, and over again, we keep coming back to what we've learned or what we picked up from the Race Logic Chassis School. And so I do have this Race Logic shirt. This one happens to be a large. You can see the front and then on the back. And of course, we love Brian. We love all the team that works together on Race Logic. It's really cool because you have all of these experts all coming together all in one place at one time. And sure, some people can join live, but there's only so many seats in the room. So we've really innovated and went ahead and started filming all of those. I actually come out and film with the camera I'm looking at right now. This is the camera that I use on site. Well, actually I use 3 or 4 cameras to film that, so I can get different angles and try to get close-ups on things whenever it's possible. And that's all put together on racelogic.vip. And this year, so in 2021, we did a crate late model class. We did a metric street stock class, and we did an IMCA stock car class. So if you run one of those types of cars, this is just my shout out to Race Logic. It's not a company I own. Obviously, I believe in what they're doing, and I work with Brian and the whole team to try to put that forward. But I'm just telling you, there's so much great knowledge there that I continue to use on a daily basis as I'm talking to customers. Yesterday was talking about transmissions. And I was getting some questions about that. And I was able to lean on the things that we talked about at the Race Logic Chassis School to be able to answer some of the questions that the customer had. So just really strongly encourage, if you haven't already joined, if you have, I mean, drop in, any of your commentary that you would have about Race Logic, because I have not heard one bad thing at all. So, and we've got lots and lots of people, lots of racers who have signed up. I haven't heard one bad comment. I haven't heard one that said, wow, I know everything. I knew everything and I didn't learn anything. Gosh, I mean, I can't imagine, because there was just so much great knowledge. Anyway, that's my big shout out to Race Logic. And then secondly, if you know what my sign said a couple weeks ago, then drop that in as a comment. And I have a Hendren Racing Engines shirt right here. And this one is a large also. And I have great news, because people have asked, when are we getting more shirts? When are you getting more shirts? And I got some more shirts made. So got some more Hendren shirts made, and we have those now on the website. So if you don't win or you need a different size, then you can go to our website. We'll drop in a link into the comments. And in fact, anything that I talk about today, if you're watching on YouTube later, then you'll see the comments in the description. If you're live with me now, you're going to see the comment in the comments. You'll see the links in the comments. So with that, a lot of times I like to talk about a featured product, and I have a new product we just added to the store. It's not like it's a new product, but it's new for Crate Insider, because we've had a lot of people ask, hey, Kate, where can I get one of those hoses? So that when I'm changing my valve springs, so where can I get the hose that can go into the spark plug hole? So finally got that. We have this whole Moroso set up here. It's actually this, it's a hose, and it's these two fittings right here. I don't know what that one's for, so I'm just going to put that back in the box. But this is the fitting right here that would be the correct size for the spark plug hole on a crate engine, and then you would just connect this to your air line right here. So this is from Moroso, and this Moroso spark plug line, spark plug hole air hose kit. It runs $42.54, and again, we'll just drop the links in the description if you want to pick one of those up for yourself, and that will definitely make life easier for being able to pump up your spark plugs or spark plug hole. Gosh, I can't talk today. In order to keep air pressure in your cylinder when you're trying to change valve springs. All right, so before we jump into the top 5, I'm going to see if anybody has any questions. Say hi to a few more folks here. And I see here, Ted says, hi, Kate, love the show Sunday. The podcast cards were hilarious. Yeah, we had a good time, and they were just random. Like, we just pick a card out of the deck, and there were a couple of would you rathers that we had to decide on. So it was kind of fun. There we go. Good. People can hear me. Great. William says, hey, Kate, I have my Hendren 604 for sale. Turnkey, 8 laps on it. Whoa. Wow. This is a good place to advertise it for sure. So William Glass, if somebody needs a 604, because man, it is hard to get engines right now. That is the darn truth right there. Let's see here. Any other questions, comments? You're welcome to drop them into the comments, and I am happy to help you, happy to answer any questions I possibly can. So with that, let's go ahead and jump into our top 5. And this week in the number 5 spot is from our friends at Raceiver. And in the number 5 spot this week is our Raceiver Element. Now, what I really like about this particular Raceiver, there's really two. There's the Element, and then there's the Fusion. Now, the Fusion was the original, and it uses, is it double or AAA? Anyway, it uses batteries. What I really like about the Element is that it has a micro USB charger. It comes with the cable right here. Well, it's actually interesting because one end is the headphone jack and the other end is a USB. So it's not really a micro USB. It's a headphone jack to USB. So that way you really only have one hole in your Raceiver, which is ideal because you don't want to have as many inlets, but that's how you can charge it. And what I really, really like about it is when you turn this on, you can instantly see how many bars of power you have, just like a phone. Like how when you look at your little phone in the upper right-hand corner, at least on an iPhone, and you can see the little battery and how full it is. So this way you don't have to be wasteful with batteries. And you know exactly, just remember to charge it, obviously, between race weekends. You want to make sure that you've got that charged. But I mean, I know I definitely have just a whole charging routine with all of my devices. I normally carry 2 phones and got an iPad, and gosh, there's my headset is I guess I took it off, but it's micro USB. So like I have a whole pile of things that I'll get charged at night. So you can add that to your charging routine there. And the package that we have that is really hot this week is the one that comes with the semi-pro earpiece. And of course, you can use anything that would have a headphone jack. So any of your headphones that you like that have that headphone jack type of end on them, like right there, then you could use that. You could also do the custom earpods, the custom set where you can do the custom ear molds and all of that. And as long as it's got that headphone jack, you'll be able to connect it to a receiver. But this one happens to be in the top 5 this week, is the one with the semi-pro earpiece, and it runs $159.90 is in the number 5. And next up in the number 4 spot, it's from our friends at Daytona One. And apparently everybody's changing their oil this week. And our hot oil this week is our 1540. This is a semi-synthetic, and it's the PTRO, which means it is purpose-tuned racing oil is what PTRO stands for, with the patent pending, I believe, on that patent pending formulation. The whole concept of it is that purpose-tuned means that this oil was designed specifically for the application, instead of just trying to be, across the board, hey, any kind of whatever weight of oil. But no, this was exactly tuned for crate engines. And in fact, even says Crate Racing Oil. We asked for Crate Racing Oil for so long, and finally someone answered and listened to us. And the 1540, we have a 540, which is a full synthetic, and we have a 1540, which is a semi-synthetic. And either way you go, a lot of that depends on your temperature. So if you're running hotter temperatures, engine temperatures, then we probably put you in the direction of the 540. But for most people, if you're not getting above like 230, 240, then the 1540 is a really good choice for your engine oil. And this runs this week in our top 5, buying it by the case. They come 12 to a case, and a case runs $154.20. So right there in the number 4 spot. All right, next up in the number 3 spot, I'm going to take you to my screen here. And because they're big, and so anything that's like really big, I don't always bring on the show. So I'm going to show you pictures instead. But it is our ProFab 604 dirt late model set. This is our stainless steel header set, and it's the full meal deal. So you've got everything from the flange on down to the mufflers at the end of it, and that way it's all together. What's really unique about these headers is it features the slip-on collector. So let me see if I can look at that. So the slip-on collector means that it means you've got it in different parts. So if you were to damage one part of it, then you could actually unbolt it. I think it's right in here. Yeah, there you go. So that's where it bolts on. It's not all welded together there, but it keeps it all nice and tight. Anyway, we've had great success with these headers. I do have them on the shelf. I have several sets, and so I like to be prepared because I'm really tired of back order 2021. 2021 is going to be the year of the back order, and I'm about spent on as far as back order. So I am ordering as much as I can, and I do have these in stock, so I am pretty excited about that. So if you need a set of headers, if you got a 604 dirt late model, and these will fit, then I should be able to help you out there. So there we go. All right, next up in the number 2 spot, this one is, well, it's funny. We were talking about Race Logic Chassis School. The first place I learned about this was at the Race Logic Chassis School, and that is the Allgaier bump stop. So I'm going to go ahead and take this out of the package so you can see it. But, a lot of times bump stops, how they wear out right away, then these don't. I mean, they can run for dozens or, multiple. We've seen guys run these over 100 races, still using them. We don't actually know where the wear point happens. If this is too tall, you can actually cut it down into smaller sections. Don't throw them away. They would still work just fine if you were to put them back on your stack. And then you're able to adjust it by using these packers, and it comes with the packers, and you just slide them in and they clip in, and then you use a needle nose pliers to pull them out. But the Allgaier bump stops, they're really a game changer. And any of you who are using spring smashers and you're really dialing in your shock and spring packages, the Allgaier bump stop, I've heard nothing but rave reviews for anybody who's tried it. I know a lot of people heard about it here first. If they hadn't been to the Race Logic Chassis School, because we definitely talk about those. It was definitely one of those new developments there. And so I'm kind of giving up some of the secrets there from the Race Logic Chassis School. But these run $60, and I do have them in stock, because that's what I like to talk about, is the stuff that I have in stock. And so you can definitely pick this up on our site. All right. And before we go into the final item here in the top 5, I'm going to see if there's any other questions here or comments. We've got lots of folks on here, and just seeing here. Joe says, what's causing my 602 to push water at 180? I'm scared it may have a crack. Joe, that is a great question. And it's not one, I'm not as good at the internal engine stuff, but if I don't remember, man, I'd love to have you on our show on Sunday, and I will try to remember so that I can ask Steve that question on your behalf. Let's see. Mike says, do you still have 604 springs old style? I do not. I just have the 604, the beehives is all I have. I don't have the old style springs. Sherry popped in with a comment on the receiver that it's a AAA battery. So thank you so much for that, Sherry. I just couldn't exactly remember. And let's see. Okay. Just seeing if there's any other comments or questions. And Joe says, I run those on my Thunderstock. That's great. Well, cool deal. All right. So with that, we're going to jump into our top product, and then we'll be doing our giveaways. And our top product this week is our Walker 4-inch air filters. You can see they come in a bubble wrap, like right here, which I don't know. It's kind of fun. I love doing unboxing videos. So should I open these up before the show? Maybe. I don't know. But I think it's kind of fun for you to see how these things are packaged and how much care is put into them. So then, of course, then they're in plastic. Now, if you're new to the Walker air filters, they are an oiled filter. They come pre-oiled. So the moment you take it out of the package, you can go ahead and pop it on your race car. You're ready to go. You don't have to do anything else to it. Not at first. It's ready to go. And I think that's one of the reasons why it's wrapped up in plastic and everything. So everything can be just, keep it nice and fresh and ready. These are cleanable and washable. And we do sell the cleaner. We sell the cleaning kits. We have the oil, everything that you would need to maintain your air filter. When we talk about this being a 4-inch filter, we're really talking about the element. So the element is 4 inches, but then we have about a ½ an inch of urethane on either side of that element in the center. So it ends up being about 5 inches tall. So if you're looking for clearance issues, then this is a taller filter. We do sell the 3-inch filter, which ends up being 4 inches tall because of the urethane on both sides. And then any of the outerwears that we sell are meant for the 3 and 4 inch filters, the 3 and 4 inch Walker filters anyway, that we sell on the website. So just wanted to kind of hit some of those common questions that I hear about air filters and just go ahead and address those. But we love the Walker air filters, and these run $99 a piece. And like I said, I just got a pallet of them, so I'm super excited about that. I'm so excited just to have anything on the shelf. It's been a very challenging time. So with that, we'll do our giveaways really quick. And if you have any other questions, go ahead and drop them in. So for the first one with the Race Logic Chassis School shirt right here is going to Cody Truman. So Cody, congratulations. Please send Crate Insider a private Facebook message with your address, and we'll get that sent out to you. And for knowing what our sign said a couple weeks ago for the Hendren shirt, that is going to Johnny Cruz. So Johnny, just again, same thing. Just go ahead and send us your address. Go to Crate Insider's Facebook page, send us a private message, and we'll get these shirts sent out to you. And I'm going to check one more time for any other comments or questions. Anybody else is here? Well, I want to thank you all for being here. Thank you so much for being part of the show. I will be back on Sunday, but I will also be back next Tuesday at 2 o'clock. I hope you have a fabulous week.